Welcome to another edition of the Mark's Auto Mart Triton Tailgate Show. Got a special show for you today. One of the cool things is we're going to have Bridget Coleman, the National Collegiate Rodeo Coach of the Year, right here sitting with Hank today on the tailgate. A tailgate of a truck, no less. And one of the cool things about here at Mark's Auto Mart is they've got trucks for every occasion. Construction trucks, they've got utility trucks, they've got farm trucks. So if you're looking for a truck, no matter what it is you're looking for, stop in here. If it's not on the lot, they'll be sure to find it for you. So take a look at some of that. Now, we're going to kick it over to the tailgate with Bridget and Hank.
Welcome back to the Mark's Auto Mart Triton Tailgate Show. I'm Hank Yambros, and by my side is Coach Coleman, the head rodeo coach of the Iowa Central Tritons. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me today.
And what a beautiful day we have outside.
Yes, it is.
A bit perfect for rodeo, I would think.
Right? Perfect, yes.
Well, recently you guys just had your guys' weekend tournament that you host every single year. How did that go for Iowa Central, or just in general?
Yeah, it went good. It did. Unfortunately, Mother Nature was kind of against us that weekend, so we did play in the mud, but it makes it a little bit more exciting for everybody. So, but it was good. We have 17 colleges that come in. We're the Great Plains region, so we travel North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, Nebraska, and Iowa. So we had all schools around that came in to compete at our rodeo. We have designated spots, 10 rodeos a year, that we compete against to each other, and then ours just happened to be one of the spots too that we compete at.
And what are some of the colleges that you can expect to see at that weekend tournament?
Yeah, we have Lincoln, Nebraska, University of Nebraska. We have North Dakota State, South Dakota State, Black Hills and Spearfish. We have River Falls, Wisconsin. We have us, Buena Vista, Graceland, or a lot of universities. Mitchell Tech, there's a couple of tech schools in there, but mostly we compete against all four-year schools in this region.
Incredible. And as far as our team, our rodeo program, how far do we scout from? Is it strictly Iowa, or do you go all across the board?
All across the board. Right now we have people on our team from Pennsylvania to, the far west side of Nebraska. We have some clear up north too. It's just kind of wherever. We go all over to recruit, because the thing is, there is a lot of colleges in the United States that are recruiting, and we all seem to be recruiting for the same people. So we have to stay and, kind of go outside the bubble and travel all over and go. We do hit Iowa really hard. There's Iowa High School Rodeo, so we do go and watch high school rodeos, recruit, talk to those kids on the phone, go to their houses. I still rodeo myself. I still compete against a lot of those kids too at amateur rodeo, so I get to talk to them a lot when I'm on the road and travel with them. And so we expand all over. A lot of our recruiting time is in the winter. We're in season right now, and we're in season spring and fall, and then we spend all summer on the road, actually rodeoing myself and recruiting the whole time too.
Cool, interesting. We'll hit that in just a little bit. But what is maybe the strangest place, or maybe not the strangest, but what is one place that you've recruited out of that most listeners would not expect?
Probably Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
I've had a couple come out of Pennsylvania, and so they found us, and which was great. Word of mouth and everything, and kind of our reputation has kind of preceded us a little bit there, and so they reached out to us, and I would say Pennsylvania by far, because you just think of Pennsylvania stuff, you don't really think of rodeo out there.
No, I would not have guessed that. I think more of like Philadelphia and the city and stuff, to be honest.
Right. And to be honest, we're one of the closest rodeo schools, colleges to Pennsylvania. So when it comes to the rodeo team, we're one of the closer ones to them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's more of a Midwest, west side of thing for sure, or down south.
Awesome. Coach Coleman, if you don't mind, could you talk to us about your history getting involved with rodeo, what you came from, and who inspired you?
Sure. I'm originally from Savannah, Missouri. Born and raised there. My parents are still there. There was a gentleman there that lives there. His name is Roy Durfee. In the rodeo world, a lot of people know his name. His son actually is a world champion calf roper that won. Actually, my brother kind of got into it when I was like in 6th grade. He was in high school, and it was kind of little sister following big brother. And and then I kind of just fell in love with it. I started learning the fundamentals. They worked with me every day, and I actually didn't start rodeo until 8th grade. I stayed and did fundamentals groundwork for the first year between 6th and 7th grade. 7th to 8th grade, I stayed in the practice pen. And then by 8th grade, they let me enter a rodeo then. So the rule of thumb kind of is, if you're going to do this, you're going to be good at it, or we're not going to, it's a very expensive sport. It is. So my parents wanted to make sure that it wasn't just something that I was, fiddling around with. They wanted to make sure I was serious about it. So I then I did youth rodeos, and I ended up winning the junior breakaway between Missouri and Kansas. Then I went into high school rodeo, actually my junior year. I was the world champion breakaway roper in my junior year. And then my senior year, I got 3rd at nationals, the same. And then I had full ride scholarship to go to college. I went to Oklahoma Panhandle State is where I went for 3 years. Transferred back, took a couple years off, and then I ended up at Missouri Valley College. There at Missouri Valley College, I was volunteering coaching. I was helping, I knew the coach there. And so I went there, and when I started volunteering coaching is when I really realized this is something that I really enjoy to do. And I was there for 2 years, got my master's while I was coaching, and then I got a phone call. I actually knew the head coach that was here. He had reached out to me to see if I wanted to come apply for a coaching position. And so I came up here, and the rest is history.
Otherwise, no previous experience with Iowa Central?
Nope.
No kidding?
Nope. Rodeo, my job was what brought me to Iowa.
No kidding.
Yeah, sorry, no offense, but if people would have asked me, I never would have ended up in Iowa. But no, but Fort Dodge has been great for me. I'm starting my 16th year of head coach here. I mean, I married a local. I have kids now, so I'll be here for quite a while. But this town has been great to me and our team. They're very supportive. The college is amazing. It's so hard because we have like 32, 33 sports. So we have so many sports on campus. And they are so supportive of the rodeo team, as traveling wise, getting us down the road, helping us get the practice stock we need, the facility that we have. I mean, I couldn't be at a better place.
Well, you talk about how far you've been. You've been all over the map for rodeo, it sounds like, really.
I have.
What makes Iowa or Iowa Central different than the rest?
The thing is, I'm not so sure that we're different from the rest, but we are really, really, that's what's so awesome about college rodeos. We get an education and get to do what we love to do.
Yeah.
So I am very strict when it comes to school. That's the whole reason we're here. And that's what's so great about college rodeo. And so, when I get these recruits here and I tell them, we just have to make sure we keep our priorities straight. It's about school first. And then I will be here all day to help you reach the goals you want to reach. And we have guys that have been on our team that have been world champions. We have guys on our team that you see at the NFR. It's the biggest rodeo of the world. It's like the Super Bowl of football. And they came from Iowa Central. And they've started here, so our program kind of speaks for itself. We have a great program, how we do stuff and how we work with these kids and how they carry on. And the cool thing is about it, these kids, they're only here for 2 or 3 years, but they always seem to come back. And then they help my younger kids too. And we all just kind of, stick with each other and help. And I think kids really enjoy being here because it is about them. It's not about me. It's not about us. It's about them getting the education, but still reaching the goals they want to reach while they're here.
You started in 8th grade, you shared with us a moment ago. Is that relatively kind of late in the stage to join, right?
It is. It seems late these days. I think kids start earlier and earlier. There's junior rodeos, there's little britches rodeos, where, you see 9 to 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds that are going, even there's 6, 7-year-olds going. And so there's a bunch of different associations like across the country that they can kind of do and in their areas. But they start really young. They do these days, which is a great thing too. Especially in the timed event stuff, learning how to rope and stuff. I have a 3 and a 5-year-old, and I haven't even worked with them much, but they're around it so much that they're roping everything that walks by. So be careful if you see them with a rope.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
You shared with some things that stuck out to me before we went on air here. And what you shared with me was rodeo, for one, is a sport where you can't control the animal, but also it's a sport where you don't think or you're out of it. You said, is that right?
Yeah, so I said you need to be in think mode, or you need to be in trust mode, not in think mode. And so with rodeo, everything happens so fast. The breakaway roping's 2-second runs. The rough stock's 8 seconds. You want the timed event side, it's the fastest one wins. And so we really hit really hard with fundamentals, go back to basics always. And then once you start doing it where you can do it with your eyes closed and not think about it, that's where you start getting trust mode. You know, I talked to my team about this, and a lot of our best runs or best rides that we've had, we don't even remember because our mind, our muscle memory just took over from all the hard work we've done. But if you're in the middle of competing and you start thinking, more than likely you're probably not going to end up as well because you wasted time with thinking that. It's got to be about muscle memory, and that's what makes it competitive, you know, and that's what makes you come across. I always tell my kids, we win our belt buckles of the prac spin, we just go to the rodeos to pick it up. That's it. You know, we work hard, just as hard. The prac spin's no different than us being at a rodeo. Every run, every ride we make, we have to pretend that it's like a rodeo every time. And so, like I said, we win our belt buckles in the prac spin, we just go to the rodeos to pick them up. Or the belt buckles.
Gotcha. Coach Coleman again is our guest. Before I let you go, Coach Coleman, you are the National Coach of the Year. Congratulations with that.
Thank you very much.
We are very lucky to have you at Iowa Central Community College.
Well, thank you for having me. This was great.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you. Thanks.
That'll close the Triton Tailgate from Mark's Auto Mart. We'll be right back in just a little bit with more weekly posts. Tune in to Triton Nation's YouTube channel.